Yo, welcome back to the channel, the pod Turn My City a podcast. We're coming off of a win in Cleveland, a L in Phoenix to Boston. Katie had a master class against them. Came up short, no book. Um, I was also coming off a win against the defending champ Denver Nuggets. So, and Dub versus the Raptors too. I believe was in there before the last episode I did. But I like what the team is looking like, even in the L. Like I see contender in them. I see, especially last game versus the Cavs, how good this team is. Obviously, when all three play, all three didn't even play when we beat Denver. That was a good dub. We played Celtics, which to most people is the best team in the league. And against them, it's obvious you need a guy like Book. But even then, we could have won. We came back. They did a really good job locking in on Grayson, not letting GA get loose, because they know he's obviously, he's been on fire lately. He's had the games where he can hit 8+ threes, multiple of those type of games, especially lately. He had a game, he went, he was really good versus Denver. He went insane. I believe it was Raptors game too. He was on fire again. So Celtics kind of really basically took him out the game when we played, but Grayson bounces back. He has some what's called games, but um, I think Grayson been playing really good defense lately. Last night he kind of started off where I felt like Garland was getting off a little too much for my liking, but he started locking in. It was a few times later in that game where Garland was trying to take advantage of Grayson, and it wasn't happening. Like he was trying to, isolate him, put him on that island, and Grayson wasn't going for it. So he's doing a really good job there. I really came on here. One of my main points I want to touch on when making this video is during that Celtics game, we had fans like questioning Bill because he started off that Celtics game. Bill was missing shots, and fans again start questioning. I know he's been hurt. That's fine. I get it, bro. Like you want him on the court. We're paying him a whole bunch of money, but to me, it's like don't question what this dude is, what he can do. He's averaged 30 in this league before. He's clearly still, if he was still somewhere else right now, he could still average close to that if he wanted to as the number one option somewhere. I don't know why people think that's easy, doing what he did as efficiently as he did as a guy that was locked in on as the number one option on the team before. Like you don't think teams was actually legit trying to stop him? They just couldn't. They still can't. So I just hate that people question the player he is, and all of a sudden certain role players is better than him. That's crazy to me. Like I think people need to put more respect on Bradley Beal's name. As someone too who's came on here already and on Twitter that was critical of the trade for Nurk and Grayson, and specifically critical of Nurk, you gotta just admit, bro, when somebody's doing something you didn't think they could do. Like to me, I think Nurk's been a lot better on defense than I thought. Obviously, there's been games this year where I'm like, getting Nurk out just because certain teams are going to try to take advantage of him. But for the most part, he's been a lot better on defense than I thought. I think he could be a little better finishing the ball, but for the most part, Nurk has been, he's had a great season, in my opinion. But I can do that. I can admit I was wrong about certain things of Nurk, even though I was right about certain things too. But I'm not a guy like, see, I was blah blah blah. Like if I feel like I was right and it's something showing it was right, like yeah, I'm be like, see, let's try to switch it up. But I don't see enough people do what I do, like where I feel like I'm never too proud to say I was wrong, especially about basketball. They're like, dude, you gonna be wrong about some stuff. Like it's not that deep. Folks be too worried about what people on Twitter think and getting dunked on or ratio, like these kids say on this goofy shit. But like, I just want people to give Bill his, give Bill his credit, bro. Like he being hurt, he can't control him being hurt. That part you guys slander him about being hurt. That's whack to me. The play, that's different, but you can't even slander his play because when he's there, bro, you see the value. You see how good we is. You see we a contender when all three of them is out there and how important he is, how important his rim pressure is, his scoring, him being a release valve, all that. Even his defense, people not even paying attention to how good he's. He's really sitting down. He's out there getting steals. He's active, staying in front of the ball when we need him to. Him and Book, all of them, all three of them, really, especially KD. All he's all defensive team this year, if you ask me. But just give guys like Brad more credit, bro. Um, like I said, I touched on um the trade about Royce already. Um, my new thing is really I'm kind of confused on why we went and got that and we're still playing Drew. I think it's the politics, starting to sneak in because they did. You guys know they did lose a draft pick tampering for Eubanks. So I just feel like, and a lot of people in the fan base, I know I'm not the only one, feel like he's getting a longer leash and Thad's not getting a chance because when you tamper for a guy, you lost a pick, bro. It's gonna look crazy. You don't play the dude. So it's like they forcing it. So it's like whatever. Like I will say though, like I said, got to give guys credit when they play well. That Denver game when Nurk fouled out, Drew did what he had to do. Like he held it down. He had some crucial like tip outs and rebounds. So you got to give him credit there. So it's just like that is barely got a chance. People was like, oh, what do you see? Like maybe they're not seeing something in practice. Blah blah. Maybe that's always a valid point, but practice and game still too is kind of different. Like you only gonna learn honestly or get better and like learn system like being out there like real live game action. So he's barely played, barely got a chance. So I've been a little confused on that. A little confused too on why it's certain games. Some games it's like I think Bowl has proven enough to where Bowl should get his minutes regardless of the team we play. Unless you put him out there and it's not going well, but don't just assume before the game or this is not the game for him. We gotta. Yeah, I think he's earned a chance to play in any game we're in. Like he's earned a chance to be a rotation piece. Like he's doing his thing. And the most, one of the main things people were criticizing Bowl about was him being lost and stuff on defense. For the most part, he has not been lost. Like we know he can do on offense, but on defense, he's really been doing his thing. So he's clearly like affecting shots out there. He's helping rebound and like his length is a problem out there on defense. So he got. I feel like sometimes he doesn't get enough minutes. I feel like so. I think sometimes we should play him some more, get him out there. Book came back last game. He had turned his ankle in the Celtics game, so Book missed what two games, 3 games. So no, not the Celtics. He didn't turn his ankle. Celtics. It was the I'm tripping. He turned his ankle the game I was at actually when we lost to the Rockets. So he missed like 4 or 5 games, something like that. Because I think we played what? We ended up playing Denver after that. We played the Celtics, played Raptors, Cavs, about 4 games, something like that. Around that number. It looked bad because I was there in the arena. It got quiet when he turned his ankle and all that. So most of us feel like we dodged a bullet. But he's back. He looked like he ain't missing. He wasn't out of rhythm or nothing yesterday. He looked good. All three of them played amazing offense. We started off that game, to me, like not locked in enough on defense. But as soon as we locked in and I seen us, I knew we was gonna win the game. It was a little close there in the fourth. It shouldn't have been close at all. It was just really that, that first quarter kind of sold us. But I said this too though, because people like to nitpick wins and Cavs are missing a bunch of guys, but that same Cavs team that missing a bunch of guys beat the Celtics, which we lost to, best team in the league, and beat one of the top teams in the West in the Minnesota. So that's a capable team. They guard over there. And yesterday was just another proof, like, there's great defensive teams out there. By the end of the day, when you have those three, most of the time it's not going to matter. It's going to be tough. That's why I say it's going to be tough to beat us 4 times in the series when you have to outscore us. You're going to have to outscore us 4 times in the series. And that's going to be really hard. There's teams that can do it. They're going to have to stop us, but it's going to be really tough when you got those 3. You could tell KD sees them playoffs is around the corner. He getting in that, that GOAT mode that he's getting in that bad. The last 4 games, he's averaging over 35. Matter of fact, I think he's averaging 38 the last 4 games, but he's got 35 plus in 4 straight games. So, you can see he's getting in that bag. Y'all see, I've said before, in terms of players I've watched, I was born in '94, fam. So, and players I've watched, him, Bron, and then I got to throw Kobe in there because Kobe killed us in too many playoff series for me to not say Kobe. Those are the 3 best players I've ever watched. Like just seeing with my eyes and actually watch and know what I'm watching. Bron, Kobe, KD. KD plays for my favorite team, fam. So it's amazing watching this guy. Like I said earlier in this vid, all defensive player this year to me. On top of already how elite he is on offense. So shout out my guy 3-5, bro. He's crazy this year. Shout out Book. I already gave Brad, his let's call shout out Book this year for Book deserves a lot of credit too for taking on that point guard role like full time for the most part. Because I feel like it messed up his rhythm a little bit because he was trying to find that balance. It messed up his rhythm for stretches sometimes this season. And then, certain injuries, but on top of that, like it's hard. I'll even admit it's me and I think a lot of Suns fans thought the transition to him at point guard because we've seen him play point book for stretches before, but a full season obviously is different. We thought it'd be a lot more smoother, and it's still been good, bro. 27, 7. That's still elite point guard play, bro. He's doing his thing. We obviously our offense looks a lot better too with him out there. You could just see that with the eye test. The role guys get way better looks, and obviously, it helps the other 2 stars, just like the other 2 stars help him and all that, So, he's been doing his thing, and he's still being elite and putting up the numbers when he's a full position change basically. He should get more love for that, but we're looking good. A lot of fans when we lose games, they panic and stuff. Cause I get it, cause these standings we go up, we go down, we go up, down. We gotta win. We got the toughest schedule, but like KD has said, it's like it's gonna get them ready for the playoffs and the play-in, like, cause they know every game is against a real good. These are gonna be playoff teams we playing these last stretches, like, so we're just gonna be locked in. I feel like it is gonna help us. I think we're gonna be straight. I think we'll get the 6th seed. For us, like I said, if our 3 is healthy, I think we'll get this 6th seed. And that's even with us having the toughest schedule left. I think I just think we're contending when those 3 play. And we've shown we can defend and get those stops. Like we've been, more topper half of the league since like January. Obviously some of the trade addition, getting Roy's help with that and us just playing together. And Vogel clearly knows what he's doing. Like this team does defend. It's clear. The numbers back it up. This team has been guarding. So along with how great our offense is and the way we guard, I think we'll be good. Obviously, everybody knows our main weaknesses is that we turn the ball over. And sometimes, like the last 2 games, we didn't gave up like 60, damn near a half, something like that. Like sometimes we just go through lapses or halves where we just don't care, but then we'll lock in and start guarding, which makes it annoying because we know we can guard. So why we be going out there, messing around like that? But the turnover, the defense thing, I think that's just effort for the most part. Like that's easy to fix when it's just effort. Like just guard, bro. Just go out there and like try. But this is my thing. I want to say to Suns fans, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The turnover thing is gonna be a thing. You even seen when the Warriors was elite at that time, the turnover thing was a thing because when you try to move the ball as much as we do, and we be trying to do, it's like, you're gonna turn the ball over. One thing I will say, most people, know that we clearly miss is, when we had Chris Paul and Ayton, they was running that pick and roll. Obviously, one of the more deadly pick and rolls in the league at that time. So it was kind of hard to turn the ball over because we was just running a whole bunch of pick and rolls and just feeding off that. So it's a little harder to turn the ball over, especially when it's Chris Paul who doesn't turn the ball over, and he was dominating the ball for the most part. So it's a whole switch. So I kind of knew the turnovers was gonna go up, but I feel we're still, to me, more dangerous on offense than we was even when we had the former teams, just because we have more talent. So to me personally, I ain't saying we should just accept the turnovers. Like obviously some of them turnovers is unacceptable. It's just them being lazy as hell. But I know some games the turnovers are gonna come with as much as we're trying to move the ball and do the ball movement thing at times. Like it's gonna happen. So that part, pretty much, we're gonna have to live with a lot of those. But yeah, man, I like how this team's looking. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Um, we got the Celtics, I believe. We got Celtics Thursday. Definitely gonna come and talk about that. Yeah, definitely gotta talk about that because that game, both teams should be helping. I don't know if KP will play this time, hopefully, but we want to see. That's in Boston too. We come back and win that game. Y'all know I'm gonna come back here and feeling real good. But if we compete and show, like I said, it's about the process of me and see how we're playing, how we guard them, how they try to guard us now, because it's gonna be different. They can guard us the same way they did when we didn't have Book the other day. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to that. We'll be back of our episode then. I'm out.